maybe from sort of cover, bring one across. The gap up if he's looking to go through the offside, especially with that movement coming back into the pads.
Yeah, I think that's a good call, because playing with that angle seems relatively straightforward, and with at all in that area, could even be an easy four. We saw Greenwood put one away nicely in the previous dummy over.
Yeah, you don't want to give an easy option out at this stage of the game, especially with the way he's bowling. That's an easy release into leg side, especially with the arm coming in, pace on into the thigh pad. You'd want to cut that area out.
Mid wicket, it's slightly square now, it feels. Edge caught, brilliant catch. And after a reef, maybe didn't dive for a potential chance from Carlisle. This time he puts in the dive and takes a brilliant catch, low down to his right, got the two hands to it. And after waxing batted well, looked to just pick up singles. Yes, the odd boundary came, but they were looking pretty intent throughout their innings, and they steadied the ship well. However, now it's Jonty Jenner coming in at number 5. And he's still got 2 balls of this over. It's funny, we hardly saw a single edge from a Nepal batter, and it seems like the ball from the Nepal bowlers have been glued to the edge. Bowled! 2 in 2 for Hemant Dami. Jonty Jenner leaves the in-swinger, and we mentioned how much hoop he was getting back in towards the stumps, and it's clattered into the wooden sticks, and Jonty Jenner's got to go, and now there's going to be scrambling around in the pavilion. For the pads and gloves to be able to get kitted out in time. Jonty Jenner's got to go for a first ball duck. 3 wickets from the over. He's heading towards a triple wicket maiden and a hat-trick ball. Hemant Dami, look at those figures, 4 for 16.
It's all happening here, isn't it? Hey, who would have thought? Rain break and everything. Got wickets, first 6 overs. Got swing, got edges off the bat. Then we got a diving catch. Everything's happening.
That is incredible. And Dami has bowled with so much pace and threat. And that is indeed the end of the over. So we're going to have to wait around for our hat-trick ball. And Dami, I would say he's deserved every single one of those 4 wickets. He's bowled with class.
Yeah, he has. And that's what I'm talking about. If you can be consistent of the hip height, sort of fourth wicket length line, delivery, and you can target the 5 to 7 meters at this level consistently. Contrast comparison to the first innings, they've been stuck at it for longer periods, and they've duly got the rewards for it.
Can Karen get in on the act? Carlisle needs pretty bold call after seeing your teammate leave one that went on to hit the stumps. But Karen not quite getting that same amount of in swing.
Yeah, and I think obviously with the strong breeze going across his bowling action, he's always going to be looking to sort of shape that outwards. So whereas from the top end, you're going to get the ball coming back in with the help of the breeze. So I think, again, having your bowlers come on at the right ends makes a huge difference.
Looked like he was about to try and push that away through the covers, but ended up just dropping it down in the extra cover region. Yeah, it's a brilliant point you make there. I hadn't quite clocked that Hamad Dami was bowling his in-swingers with the wind. It's a brilliant point you make there. And Karen looking to do the opposite from this end, with the swing, with the wind. Draws the inside edge, finds that fielder out at long leg.
And one of the other contrast differences you'll see between the two innings and the two bowling departments is Nepal have been at them every single ball. There's no free balls. There's nothing that's going to get you off on a cheeky single or a full length delivery for four. And we kind of saw that in the first innings. Whereas you can see the contrast difference in experience and also the consistency.
It is just that consistency, isn't it? And Jersey bowlers definitely at times showed threat, especially in those middle overs. But with the new ball, you're right, it did lack a tiny bit of consistency. Samaroa and George Richardson both at times finding brilliant deliveries, but they weren't quite able to join them up like these two are. And you're right, they're really not missing the mark at all here, these two. And Karen has sort of got the unenviable job of keeping the pressure on but not taking the wickets.
And sometimes you have a dying hero in Karen who's bowling really well from one end and not getting the rewards, and often you've got to sacrifice that. So he's doing all the hard work, he's doing the graft, and his partner at the other end seems to be reaping the rewards, but equally he's putting on the pressure from this side.
A few chuckles amongst the fielders. The drive brings about a single. It's going to be a grind. Charlie Brennan gets off the mark. It definitely does feel like Jersey are going to have to earn every single one of their runs.
Yeah, and that's probably the first time we've seen a slightly over-pitched delivery from Karen. He's been very impressive in his bowling spell, looking to get on top of the stumps, off stump height, hitting hard on the spice of the bat, but whereas that last delivery is slightly over-pitched, driven into sort of the extra cover region.
Solid in defence. Again, Karen finishing out the over well. He's only really missed that good delivery once, and that was the final ball of the first over, which was pulled away by Carline for four. It feels like every single other ball from him has been right on the money. And Hemant Dami also, well, causing more turmoil. There you go. 0 for 16 from his four, Karen, and Dami 4 for 16 from his three, including the triple wicket maiden. 32 for 4 Jersey. Feels a long way back now.
It does, but there's still hope, there's still time in the game. Just need to get through this passage of play. It's difficult, easier said than done, sitting on a table with mics in our hands, but yeah, I think they've just got to get through this passage, and rightfully so, they've got to earn the right to get through this passage, because this is a really experienced duo who are coming hard at the Jersey batters.
So this is now an interesting angle. We've got the left-handed Charlie Brennan. We've now got the wind and the swing of Hemant Dami bringing this ball across him. Right arm over the wicket. And there it is. There's that angle. Brings cheers from the fans. They'll be loving this, won't they?
Absolutely, and you can see the Nepali fans have got into this straight away, and why shouldn't they be? The team's 32 for 4 of the 7.1 overs, and they're well in command and control over here. I mean, at this stage, I'd love to see another fielder just close out that really big gap between third slip and backward point. Go on the extreme attack. Because if he gets in the right areas, that's the only position it's going to end up going.
Beaten all ends up. What a glorious delivery from Dami. Brennan couldn't have got anywhere near that.
Fantastic delivery. Absolutely fantastic. World-class delivery. At one point, there was talk of Dane Stalin coming over and doing a coaching stint with the Nepali bowlers.
Do they need it?
He would have been impressed with that delivery.
Oh. Certainly would have. Can Dami replicate it again?
Sure.
Drive from Brennan towards mid-off. Well played, especially with the ball just tailing away. It's hard to see where these Jersey batters can score runs from either end at the minute. Yes, there's huge gaps, but it's more on the accuracy of the two bowlers not letting up. 3 slips are in. Third man is out. Long leg is out. Brennan, solid in defence. And the Nepali bowlers not letting up. It does feel a big difference between the two sides, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and notably different. You can see the pressure, you can see the execution skill, off the skill. You can also see the consistency. And it's great to see.
Left alone by Brennan. If Hemant Dami can pick up a fifer in his first 4 overs, that would be astonishing. I do feel a bit for Karen though. Done too well not to have a wicket.
But sometimes you need your partner at the other end just to keep going for you. And today's day, it's Hammonds from the end that he's bowling at now, and Karen seems to be doing all the hard yards from the other end. So
false shot on about the 6th stump line. Incredibly tempting for Brennan. The ball continues to swing across him, but an over survived. Second maiden for Hemant Dami, 32 for 4 Jersey, and it wasn't long ago that they were in a brilliant position, roaring along with the opening pair, but then just wicket after wicket, all thanks to that man Hemant Dami. But is this a bowling change?
yep.
I think it is. And there's the card. Look at that. Patrick Googe for 6, caught at mid-wicket by Cami. Asif then taking the edge from a cut shot from Greenwood. Zach tried, going a few balls later, and then next ball, Jonty Jenner leaving the ball that went on to clatter into his stumps. So the man with the catch at mid-wicket, Sompal Kami, will be running in from this end. And Nepal continue with the 3 slips in. Full on the pads, maybe a little bit of bat, a few noises. Good decision from the umpire. Immediately uninterested.
Yeah, the shot went quite quickly, although they were very keen to start off with. There must have been some bat involved or going down line.
potentially a bit of both, maybe. So the run rate has stalled. Jersey has stalled at 32 for 4. Push up towards mid-on for no run.
So the challenge that Jersey have now is that they've got to go through a rebuilding phase. Because they've lost so many wickets now at a very quick stage of the game. Unfortunately, they're going to have to rebuild and rebuild strong. And that might take some time, which is fine. But they're going to have to do that without losing any more wickets. So that's a very tricky passage, especially when you've got experienced bowlers coming at you who are non-stop, resilient, coming at you time and time again.
And they don't stop, do they? It shows a great bowling outfit, though.
Yeah, it does, and it also shows the experience that they've got and the quality of skilled bowlers that they've got in the setup. You know, you replace one with the next one, and they're still coming at you strong. Karan's been replaced by Sompal, and it's exactly the same. The pace is very similar. Line and lengths are very consistent, and there's no free balls to get from a boundary perspective. So, yeah, they're coming at you strong.
Short ball doesn't quite get up off the surface. And a pull shot from Carl Lyon, who, despite the madness at the other end, has stood firm. Well, these two hold the cards now for Jersey. Got to stick. But as you say there, Kasim, this bowling attack and not taking their foot off the throttle.
They've still got some experienced spinners to come in.
Single taken off the pads. Yeah, don't think for a minute Jersey are going to get any let up when the first and second change bowlers start to come on.
No, and obviously from a Nepal perspective, they because it's such a great opportunity to get everybody on the pitch. They'll want to go through their full repertoire of bowlers to get time on, get some overs in under the belt. Not just to go through the motions, but to be out there for a long period of time, perform their skills consistently. And maybe the contrast difference between where Nepal are right now in cricket, in 50-over cricket, obviously where some of the improvements may need to be made by other associate nations.
Yeah, Jersey have not played an international 50-over match since last summer. They had a lot of T20 cricket. Absolutely right.
That's great to see. Attacking against a left-hander batter, 3 slips in.
Tucked into square leg for a single. Sompal Kami looking to get after the stump after an aggressive field change, but that ends the over then. And it's 34 for 4. Jersey have got a long way back, but they're doing the right thing. They've just got to go through this period of shutting up shop, and they've got to get through to that first drinks break. Cassie Malley giving some support to. Who is that there?
Century maker.
Patel. Right then, to continue then, Hemant Dami. No reason to bring him off. 4 for 16 from his 4. Back-to-back maidens. First one taking 3 wickets. A drive from Brennan. He's looked pretty solid since he came in. 2 off 11. Carlisle. Dammy getting just a little bit less movement, as you'd expect from the start of his spell. Managed to find the edge with ease on several occasions. Not to forget that one just going past Arif at first slip. That was Carline on 9, who's still out there. As we come up to the 10 over mark, I reckon this might be Dami's last, and as you say, Nepal might look to get a few other bowlers in on the act. Shoulder arms by Brennan. He looks solid and sturdy. Shadow bats a cut shot there. But Carline is coming down the wicket to have a little discussion with him. They know how important it is to stay at the crease, these two. 217 feels a long way away. But still, good batters to come for Jersey. Nepal very, very happy at the minute with the game position. Bit of chat going on in the slip cordon. And Dami just one away from his 5 foot. The wind is still brisk. Still no signs of blue sky. But it does feel just about as bright as it's been all day. Round the wicket now, Dami, to the left-hander. This looks like a nice angle, this. Bit of a waist swing. Angle into the pads and then that nip away.
Yeah, I much prefer this angle, if I'm going to be honest, and I think it's taken him time to get that angle right. If anything, I'd have probably gone straight away. But again, he knows better, he's out there.
It felt right for a few balls, but then pretty quickly after, well, there's just a tiny bit less nip, and he did beat the bat once in that first over to Brennan, but has dried up since.
Sure.
This is a nice drive through, extra cover, picked up by a scampering fielder. He's going to dribble through for some overthrows, which Brennan will take, of course. He moves to 4. But this brings more dismissals into play, this angle. Brings LBW into play.
Yeah,
brings the likelihood of bowled up. And of course the edge as well.
Yeah, it does, absolutely. And it's just evident there. Gulshan Jar, who's just switched off at mid-on, didn't do the backing up, allowing the double to come through. And that was an excellent cricket shot, actually. You can see Charlie just putting anything that's full, driving towards mid-off, who is slightly wider.
Oh, it's a late lead from Brennan. Yet another terrific over from Hemant Dami. 215. So 4. And Hemant Dami comes to the end of his 5th over with 4 for 18.
Been impressive so far. We just see the bowling scorecard. Karen KC, 4 overs, none for 16. Hemant Dami, 4 for 18 of 5 overs. Sampal Kami, just a 1 over, 1 run conceded. See the person who's done most of the damage, losing the 4 wickets in quick succession as a batting card comes on display there with Harrison still there, 19 of 30 balls.
So Sampal Kami, can he get a wicket? Brings the inside edge. Again, just finding the area and sticking to it. That's what Karen KC was so good at. Sampal Kami. Yes, we talk about bowling in partnerships, but how important is it that when a new bowler comes on, if they can be on the money straight away, that really does add to your bowling attack, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And to be fair, that's one of the strengths that the Nepal team has been renowned for over the years. The bowlers are relentless. They just keep coming at you every single delivery. No free balls. Everything's coming out hard at you. Very difficult to score off anything that's loose. And they will look to capitalise by putting extra pressure in the field. One of their best fielders is not actually on the pitch. Dipendra Singh Airy is not on the pitch. He's a world-renowned, fantastic fielder.
Pretty good batter too.
He's alright, isn't he?
Dropped into the offside bar, Carlyon. A couple of 50s in the World Cup just gone for DSRA. In a tournament where I thought Nepal might give it a slightly better run. Yes, they just came out on the losing side against England. Who knows, if that result was a little bit different, they could have really built up a bit of momentum in that tournament. But they'll go again in future, I'm sure.
Sure.
Drifted onto the pads this time. Whipped away by Harrison Carlyon, who remains sturdy. He moves to 20.
Yeah, and he's doing the job for the team. Not looking over too flashy, not taking any extra risk. Just looking to get through this passage of play where there's strong deliveries coming hard at him.
So Charlie Brennan to face up. What are we seeing next, team? Oh, the main man's on.
The main man is on.
DSRA having a little chat to his bowler. Part of the 15-man squad. So he's on the pitch. Short. I reckon that is what the discussion was about, perhaps.
Possibly. Or to let him know.
Give him a bumper.
Or to let him know I'm on the pitch. Get me involved. But that was fierce.
And now look, they're having another little discussion again. You can see it there on the stream. Passing the ball to his bowler.
Wise captain as well, so I can understand where the leadership discussions are taking place.
Full on the knee roll, turned away, good timing. Skipping along this now slightly damp outfield, which will be drying up with the wind. He gets back for a second, does Brennan. His solid knock continues. That ends the over. A couple of runs to end it. We're 11 overs through. And the aggression continues for Nepal, despite...
Behind every victory, there's a story the world never sees. The pain, the passion, the purpose. At Stike Sports, we go beyond the game to bring you the heart of the athlete. Come, be part of the journey. Watch the biographies rise to glory. Only on Stike Sports.
A few grimaces of the quality of bowling on display. But we are going to get a change of bowling. Hemant Dami, terrific spell, 4 wickets to his name. And it's going to be Arif Sheikh, who took a very good catch to dismiss Greenwood. And Dami, whose disruptive display of fast bowling has come to an end. And now we're going to see Arif Sheikh, see what he can offer. Keeper standing up to the stumps, however, look how deep that first slip is. That shows you the type of bowler that's going to be on display.
It also shows the confidence from the keeper to stand up. I think both keepers out there having a bit of a chat.
Thought of a single off the fumble, but just be a dot ball. These two coming together now, Carlyon and Charlie Brennan. They understand the situation. They know what's needed. They've just got to cling on here. Cut shot, lofting out towards deep point. He's in the game and it's gone. Carlyon looks down to the ground, leaning on his bat, hunched over. And he knows what he's just thrown away there. Short, wide ball, hit out towards deep point.
Change of bowling from the top end. You take out your main strike bowler, who's technically getting into. The first one looked very, very stiff and loose. Second ball was short and wide. I just tried to lay into that delivery, only to find the deep fielder, a deep extra cover. Maybe it's just behind.
Bim out there. So it is a little bit unlucky to find the man at deep point, but he'll know to fall to a ball like that, where it was almost probably the worst delivery we've seen all innings from Nepal.
Yeah, and often what happens is you've done all the hard work, you've been really focused and determined to get through this first passage of play. You've seen off the best bowlers, and then maybe it's just a lapse of concentration. Often we see it too many times where you get a bowling change come in who bowls your rank sort of short ball, and you've tried to throw the kitchen sink at it, end up hitting with the wind, into the wind, sorry, only to find out, a deep fielder's out there who's quite quick across the ground, and it was a good catch in the end of it.
So the new man, the wizard with the gloves, Jake Dunford, is on strike. Back of a lane, cut away into the ground, out towards deep cover. It's tricky, isn't it, for Jersey, because yes, they've been dislodged by some fine bowling from Hemant Dami from the far end, and Carline will be distraught to give his wicket away. But 39 for there was a good instant decision from the umpire. Brilliant take down the leg side, because that was a big deviation.
Definitely a few noises there, weren't there?
Yeah. Could it have been bat pad gloves?
Love to see a replay, slow motion replay.
So would I. Brennan getting on top of it that time. It definitely did sound like a deep pad third.
Yep.
Rather than a light, high-pitched touch on the wood. So Arif Sheikh, after opening batting and scoring 16, has a wicket to his name in this over. And Brennan has a role now, coming in at number 6, that I don't think he would have anticipated.
Not this early, that's for sure. I guarantee you that much. But sometimes you have to do it. Sometimes you have to get into the game. Unfortunately, that's required.
There's your replay. Quite tricky to see.
Yeah, very difficult.
Deep square leg.
Very difficult to see from there.
From the first ball to the final over. Watch every T20I, ODI, and Test highlight from around the world. From rising stars to seasoned pros, every domestic and international match matters. Catch every cricket highlight, anytime, only on Stike Sports.
From here at Grainville, we've had some rain throughout the day, but it looks to have cleared off. The cloud is considerably higher and lighter. The sun is doing its best to peek through. The wind has died down a little bit. It continues to be breezy. But the story is Jersey in deep trouble. Still over 200 needed. 5 down for 40. Carline was the only real resistance being shown from the Jersey top 5. He made 20 before being dismissed out at deep cover point. And if you are just joining us, yes, a scintillating 100 from Kushal Patel. 105. Some brilliant pull shots, and cover drives, and cuts. Kame beats Dunford on the inside edge. They're just not stopping, are they, Kasim?
No, they're certainly not. You would have thought with fourth change bowler coming on. They might have given a few freebies, but absolutely not. Sampal has been impressive in his 2 overs so far, into his 3rd over. Length he's bowled. He's only gone for 4 runs, but he's been quality.
Shaw played away nicely through square leg. Rejects the 2, does Dunford. You'll see this as an opportunity, these 2 batters. You know, when they bat down at 6 or 7, they often don't get an opportunity to bat time, bat long.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously not a great position to be in, but what I would love to see from one of the, or a couple of the Jersey batters is from here to grind it out and put their hand up and put a shift in. You know, they've got the skill set, they've definitely got the temperament. It's about trying to execute your plan as much as possible.
Kami doing his best to prevent it. So it sounded like pad as it trickles down to a vacant fine leg. Long legs making his way round. And picks up with a bit of a amble. So Jersey on to 43 for 5. But just the way that these 2 are batting, they're not going to give it up easily. And they look like they're 2 batters that want to take this chance and run with it.
Yeah, and what I do like it, left-hand, right-hand combination. It's always tricky to bowl to left-hand, right-hand combination. Never easy for the bowlers. So it's, if anything, that's going to help you keep rotating. You don't want to lose regular wickets, unfortunately, which they have done. But you just don't want to lose more regular wickets. So if they can keep rotating here, not look for the boundaries, they will come over a period of time. But just get through this passage of play, pick up your singles where you possibly can, leave well, don't commit to anything that's high risk. Look to rotate as you get into the wicket, into the game a little bit more. It's never easy when you go first in.
Just nips in there and gets in behind it, does Dunford. And just building on that, as that ends the over, 44 for 5. It's what Nepal did so well. Yes, they continue to pick up boundaries from the odd slight poor ball from the Jersey bowlers. However, even when the Jersey bowlers were on top, it did still feel like the Nepal batters were able to keep rotating. I don't remember almost a single maiden from the Jersey bowling innings. We might have to check that, but it was how, as you say, they continue to rotate. They never let the Jersey bowlers get 2 on top. And here's a sign of how Nepal bowlers have managed to keep the pedal down.
Yeah, they've been impressive, haven't they? First 13 overs, they've been really impressive.
Just climbing up on him. Charlie Brennan with bat in hand. There's a reflex to start his second ball here. Turns well through backward square leg. They're just going to settle for a single. We were having a good chat at the lunch break with Neil McRae, the Jersey head coach. And talking of head coaches, there's a big job that's available, which we'll get into briefly. 45 for 5. Just climbing up on him. Charlie Brennan with bat in hand. There's a reflex to start his second ball here. Turns well through backward square leg. They're just going to settle for a single. We were having a good chat at the lunch break with Neil McRae, the Jersey head coach. And talking of head coaches, there's a big job that's available, which we'll get into briefly with Jersey 45 for 5. It's the gap. It will just be a single. As this Brendan McCullum era comes to an end of aggressive and go for the win strategy, what will a Stephen Fleming test side look like, do you think?
Jeez, I'd rather you ask me the lottery ticket number.
Is that the kind of test side we might see? Lottery
You can
ticket.
buy a lottery ticket and see what... No, I mean, look, it's quite clear England are in a situation right now where there's no succession in terms of...
Big appeal, advancing down the wicket was Jake Dunford, and I think the umpire's been a bit hard done by the reaction of the Nepalese batters. Dunford definitely walking down the track. I think that brings impact outside off and height into the mix. What do you think?
Yeah, agreed. But there was nearly a run out on the non-strikers then as Dipendra was running in. Just coming back to
Yes.
the conversation about the Fleming issue or the possibility. Look, succession planning for me has not been great from England, if I'm going to be honest. How do you get into a position where you don't have a backup test captain who's earned the right to be the test captain? I'm not sure. How do you have your ex-captain standing in for a certain period over your current captain who's been suspended for a game or missed out on a game because of issues around alcohol and violations of team culture, which he was part of? There's a lot of questions of England Test cricket at the moment, and then not to mention the whole retirement during a Test series where he's come out to bowl and bat for himself. So I'm just not sure what's going on.
Well, let's say Andy Flower or Stephen Fleming is your dream coach. Does Harry Brook walk in as captain? Does Joe Root take up the role? Does Jacob Bethel get a gig? Sampal Kami is bowling very well here, by the way, mid-discussion.
For the long run, I'm not sure.
Short ball brings a play and a miss.
for the long run, I'm not sure how many years Joe Root's still got in him as a Test player. Whilst he's been unbelievably successful for England and a fantastic contributor, how many more years has he got? If it's a short-term period for a year or two, somebody who has the values of an England captain, then who else stands up other than Joe Root? But for the long run, 5-6 years, I'm just not quite sure whether Harry Brook needs 2 years to get himself in a really good, strong position with displaying good behaviours and characteristics of a Test captain, somebody that everybody can be proud of and stand by and stand behind. Not sure.
Yeah, well, he's a player who definitely has a brilliant record as T20 captain of late, so that's definitely a reason maybe to bring him in. However, as you say, certain things off the pitch, we'll be looking at a little bit differently in future. That's the drinks break then, as we look at the card. 50 for 5 jersey, and you can see the story unfold right there. Patrick Googe was the first to fall, caught at mid-wicket, then Nick Greenwood caught behind, and Zach Tribe caught to a handy catch down low to the right-hand side of Arif Sheikh. Then next ball, Jonty Jenner fell, leaving an in-swinging delivery, swinging in with the wind from Hemant Dami. And then Harrison Carlyon, who was putting up a brilliant fight from the other end, gave his wicket away with a short ball outside off and cut it aerially out towards the deep point region, and he was absolutely gutted. But here comes the fight back from Jersey. Two batters looking to set themselves at the crease. It does feel like the last chance here now.
Yeah, it doesn't, and it just goes to show they've got up to the 14th, 15th over, whether they can go again for the next 15 overs without potentially losing. Possible, but again, it's that old cliche of trying to get partnership in place, trying to stick around long enough, but the next challenge that they're going to have to face isn't going to be seam. The unfortunate thing is they've got some world-class spinners who are about to attack, and it's how well they handle them two spinners, and whether they leave enough in the tent to continue on again towards the back end.
Yeah, and we mentioned how good of an opportunity this was for the two batters at the crease, not only to get some time under their belts against a good attack, but also just to push their own case as a very set batter in this side. Two batters lower down the order that don't often get the chance to build their innings. But the Nepalese bowlers are incredibly on top, some even taking a moment just to sit down and have a little discussion over a drink of water. Maybe a little bit.
Behind every victory, there's a story the world never sees. The pain, the passion, the purpose. At Stike Sports, we go beyond the game to bring you the heart of the athlete. Come, be part of the journey. Watch the biographies rise to glory, only on Stike Sports.
Where we are with England and the culture around England at this moment in time, what's your thoughts on the whole alcohol banned before and after a game?
The curfew discussion. First of all, so I've got a little bit of a controversial take, which is purely my own. Which is, I don't think the management of that curfew was very good at all. In terms of, if you're going to lock it in, if it's going to be an actual rule, when two players go out and break it, there should be a bigger repercussion rather than just a one game ban whilst they decide what's going on and then they found out that actually they weren't at fault. Or curfew should never been in place in the first place. And my opinion on a curfew is that it shouldn't exist. And teams shouldn't. I mean, it's a group of adults. The amount of times you hear people compare it to a normal job. You know, how often do you hear curfews in the corporate world? You can't be out past 12. I think it's wrong. It'd be good to hear your thoughts after this ball from Arif Sheikh. Obviously not halfway through a test match. I understand that. However, to celebrate a win by going home to your hotel room on an away tour with a water. Dumford cuts away nicely, beats a diving point. However, Karan's out there to do the fielding right in front of his supporters, so it's just a single. Well, as a former head coach, Kasim, have you ever instructed your curfew for your team?
I have, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a look. At the end of the day, it's exactly what you said. Everyone's adults. Everyone is in a position of responsibility, and not to take away any enjoyment from anybody, especially after a test match. Before I can kind of understand, before I can definitely understand, I wouldn't, as a head coach, the night before a game, I wouldn't expect my players to be out after the 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, early hours, you know, trying to get alcohol in their system where the next day they've got to go out and perform, and that might hinder their performance.
Yes.
I can understand that. But once the test match is done and you've got a 10-day gap, I'm not quite sure that's going to have a huge impact. However, they are responsible custodians of the game, and they have a responsibility to not only them but everybody else around them. Look, players need to enjoy the game. They need to have some fun, but they also need to have an element of responsibility. As a head coach, I've enforced curfews before, but nothing of the sort where you can't be out. It's not a case of you got to be asleep in your bedroom, or you know, there's going to be knocks going on, checks going on after 11 o'clock. Nothing of the sort. But I think there's an element of responsibility from the players, and as a head coach and the management, you kind of have to police that a little bit better, or have a mechanism in place that allows you to understand what the player's doing. It's not the big brother of culture. It's not the big brother of trying to find out who's done right and who's done wrong. But I do also think from a captain's point of view, you have to show some responsibility and lead the way, probably where he might have just fallen short.
Well, who's to know who might take up the captaincy role and then begin to set the example for the other players. But now, we see a little celebration from my co-commentator, as is a change of bowling. Sandeep Lamichhane. We've all been incredibly excited to watch this 25-year-old bowl. 16 overs is up. Jersey have just ticked over the 50-run mark. Two batters who've now been out there for a considerable amount of time compared to their teammates. Brennan is back, pushing into the offside. What can we expect from Lamichhane, Kasim?
I think you can expect a lot of pressure coming on. Good pace. He's definitely got some good variation, and he's not going to let you off. He's a wily cricketer. He's very intelligent about where he's bowling and who he's bowling to. So to give a single to the left-hander there, that's probably part of the plan as well. To get the right-hander back on strike. He has got a flipper that goes in quite quick, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on.
He'll be scheming, won't he? Look at the discussions, and Warrior calls the batters out there. Brennan running down the pitch to talk to Dumford. Be ready. Here's Lamichhane. Straight delivery, solid in defences. Jake Dumford.
And the danger sometimes is you could play the bowler, not the ball. You're often playing the name. The key thing here is to keep reading the ball out of the hand and keep playing your shots and sticking to your game plan against spin.
show it there, but what I've really enjoyed about Dunford so far, especially in defence, how compact and how firmly he hits the ball back. It's what we saw from a lot of the Nepalese batters, the ball striking. Listen to the sound of bat on ball, probably the best that we've heard, other than that cracking pull shot we saw from Harrison Carlisle. Now, the Jersey batters will want this game boring quickly.
That's the wrong one.
But Lamichhane
Wrong one.
has bowled him. The googly goes through the gate and takes the bails off. A brilliant delivery. Jersey looking to try and run this game down into the dirt, and Lamichhane has bowled him with a fine piece of bowling. You can't keep that out, can you? Brilliant delivery.
And he's set up nicely in the two balls before that, quite flat, quite quick, looking to play out towards extra cover, and then it's the flighted googly that's come through, gone beating him through the gate, gone up and hit halfway up the stumps, and that's exactly what you want.
There's a replay of the action. Dunford, I just couldn't quite believe he went to go and pick up the ball for him. He's taken off his helmet. He's had a little chat with the all-rounder, Samaroa. It's going to be very interesting to see how he tries to counter-attack Sandeep Lamichhane. But that ends his over. Just one run from it. Big wicket 2. Jake Dunford goes for 5. And we thought it was only a matter of time before Lamichhane would pick up his first.
Yeah, absolutely, and exactly what we were discussing. He's a well-renowned bowler around the world. He's got lots of tricks up his sleeve, different variations, and he's quite clever in trying to set up the batter. And that was part of the plan, to get the lefty off strike and get the right-hander on and attack him.
Everything over the wicket. Brennan defends. It's such a challenging period now, this for Brennan in particular, who he'd be looking at the scorecard. 52 after 16. He'll be thinking ideally he'd be wanting to start upping the run rate, putting a few bowlers under pressure, but he can't because of how well these bowlers are bowling, but also batters falling around him. So he turns it into the leg side. He's going to push for 2 here. Karan out at deep square leg, running around, picks up. Just the 2 added. In terms of what Charlie Brennan can gain and Samaroa, just time at the crease. That's about it. Or will they be thinking about the win?
I think the win is the secondary thing at the moment, with obviously another 200 runs on required, 199 runs required at this current stage. I think what a message from my perspective would be to try and spend as much time out on the crease as possible, trying to get a partnership in there. If it's slow, it's not a problem, but the more you face the bowlers, the better accustomed you can become for the next game.
So Kasim, again, coming from the head coach perspective, your side is 55 for 6, chasing a big score. You go out and have a chat with your batters. What are you discussing? Is it a time to be selfish?
I think what I would be looking to discuss as much as possible is rotation of strike. Try and stay out there. Try and get accustomed to the conditions a bit more. What would be disappointing is if you continue to lose cheap wickets that you've gifted to the opposition, like a run out.
Oh, that would have been out, wouldn't it, if it was a direct?
So just little things like that. If we're going to lose our wickets, let's make sure that they've earned the right to sort of get our wickets on, and we've done our very best to sort of stick around as much as possible. We've not gifted our wicket to them. And also, let's take a little milestone on. Let's see if we can get to 30 overs and get 120 on there. A little bit more reputable.
Now there is the cheap wicket. Samaroa goes for a first baller. Caught by a diving catch.
Bim.
And that's Bim Sharkey. Very, very similar to a chance that went off the bat of the Centurion on 50 to Jonty Jenner. That just about was dropped. This time diving forward, got to the ball and caught it very, very nicely out in front of him to his left, and Samaroa has to go. And out comes the new batter, Benjamin Ward. Bowled some very, very nice leggies, and he's going to have a challenge ahead because that is the end of the over. And Sandeep Lamachani is coming on.
Been impressive, that. Great. I think what I really like about the Nepal team is they've been impressive in the departments, in the 3 different departments. I mean, they've obviously put a score on the board. They've fielded impeccably well, and the bowling has been absolutely of the highest class. So, 3 departments done really well. The coach must be really pleased and proud of the boys at the moment. Obviously, the job's not done, but whatever's come to hand, they've taken. There's been very rarely we've seen anything that's half a chance that's not been taken, and they've done really well. Maybe the contrast difference from slightly in the first innings at this level.
So, in terms of our perspective on the game, as Sandeep begins his over, we'd say that it's actually to testament of how well Nepal have bowled, especially at the top with the new ball, but also how they kept the pressure on.
Yeah, and they've not leaked the cheap singles. They've not allowed the rotation to happen. They've come hard at the batters, and they've been consistent with the lines on left for long periods of time, which is something I was talking about right at the start of the day. And I can see Sandeep trying to set up another right-handed batsman by giving a single to the lefty.
He wants to have a go at Ward, doesn't he?
Yep.
Maybe he'll drop one short. Lamachani can't even go for runs if he wants to.
The danger is, like I said before, if you've never faced him, you end up playing the bowler. You end up getting stuck in your crease. You've got no real game plan. There's no real thought process in terms of what you're doing other than just looking to defend out. And before you know it, 4 or 5 overs are gone or you've gone. That's the danger. Where a progressive, more attacking player would be, you play the delivery coming out the hand, you look for your better option, you look for your options to rotate, you look to hit down the ground, be quite inventive if you can without any high risk. You reap the rewards if you can, but keep turning over the singles. The rotation of strike is key at this stage.
How challenging is it to block out a big name when they're running in to bowl at you?
It's probably the easiest thing to do, as in all you're looking to do is a defensive mindset. So if you know that the ball is coming, it's hard. The key thing here is just to have options. So he's googling straight away to the right-hander.
It's a man with confidence on his toes, standing at the top of his mark, waiting till he's ready. Down the leg side, wide given, extra ball to cause some damage. Is Lamachani a bowler you've worked with in your time, or maybe just one you'd like to?
I've never had the chance to work with him. I've always been impressed by his skill set, especially when he came on early doors. I've seen him for many years now, especially as the team have toured to Dubai, which is my country of residence, and obviously where I worked at the ICC Academy. I've seen him a lot come through there, but he's a very skillful cricketer. Obviously got opportunities to play franchise cricket around the world. Was part of your PL team, wasn't he?
The Hurricanes.
Hurricanes. But again, early exposure to the world leagues, the best players in the world. You know, you can't buy that level of experience.
Picked up from such a young age, wasn't he?
Yeah.
IPL experience. BBL experience, CPL as you mentioned as well. Still only 25. Turns 26 a couple of weeks' time. Solid from Ben Ward to begin the 20th over. So Lamachani has represented two Big Bash teams, both the Melbourne Stars and the Hurricanes. Ward playing it carefully. I do strangely think that this is an opportunity actually for a lower order batter who can come in and actually play the ball rather than play the bowler, and actually it's sometimes in the top order batters where they can end up, as you say, playing the bowler.
Yeah, and you want to just get into a position where it's you and the ball. As a batting outlook is you're trying to look for runs. The entire leg side is open. There's two fielders out on the boundary, one inside the ring at mid-on. Can we rotate a strike in there? Can we get without being stuck in the crease? Can we
Lofted drive. It's gone up in the air. Chance for a catch. It's been taken. An incredible take. Running back from mid-on out towards the area just behind the bowler. Diving catch over his head. Nepal have been absolutely terrific in the field today. And another sensational catch, this time to dismiss Benjamin Ward. Lofting a drive over the bowler's head. Jersey now 59 for 8. Terrific catch from the skipper.
Yeah, and another example of what I was referring to earlier is how clinical they are in the field. They've been exceptional today. They've made half chances, and that was an easy catch from the skipper who was fielding at mid-off. Had to run round quite quickly to gain that catch, gain momentum to put a dive in place. Ends up catching it, full length dive. Great bit of fielding. But again, helping your bowlers out, putting the pressure back onto the batting unit, who've lost another cheap wicket, unfortunately.
Well, he's gone slightly under the radar, has Arif Sheikh. After opening the batting for Nepal, he's come on and had a bowl first change, following up, I must say, from an unbelievable opening spell from Hemant Dami. He's taken 3 wickets for 9 runs from his 5 overs.
Yep, just when you thought it was getting easy and the change of bowlers were coming on from both sides, and most of the wickets have come from that side. You know, you look at the 7 wickets now that have come. Yeah, they've all come from that side. So
Full shot, a little bit too full to take on. New batter, Daniel Birrell. Maybe Lamachani will be asking for a change of end soon. Gets the wicket taking in. It's been a real added bonus for the Nepal opening batter. Got off to a brilliant start.
yeah, and it just goes to show you're never out of the game until the very last ball. You know, we were sat here on commentary and probably a little bit disappointed with how Nepal have finished off their last 10 overs. If anything, if there was a slight area of observation, we would have thought that they might have kicked on after the sort of break, the rain break. However, they've come out singing and dancing in the first 6 overs and really put the pressure back on the home side, who are currently 60 for 7 off 20 overs.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, they've been out-bowled and out-batted. And take a look at that scorecard. Our line was very good up top. A couple of commanding sixes over the leg side. And Charlie Brennan is being resolute in defence. 16 off 42, but he's the man. Amachani on the money straight away. One wicket in his first over. That was Dunford, who was dismissed with the googly. He'll be enjoying this, won't he? A chance to bowl at a batter. So often where batting sides look to try and take on a spinner, not let them settle into their spell, but when they're 8 down, the batting side, it gives the spinner opportunity just to really bowl at him. But there's a full toss which has been swept away. And Charlie Brennan, good shot from him.
Yeah, the first time we've actually seen a loose delivery, and I actually think that was an attempt to googly, but that was obviously full leg side to the left-hander. That would have been a different ball to a right-hander, but yeah, interesting. You don't often see many freebies from good old Sandeep.
No, I think an attempt at a variation seems a good idea there. With a punch up towards long on. Charlie Brennan, I think, thought for a moment whether he should keep the strike, but Daniel Beer was a fine batter who actually, for his club side, I'm told, got 60 odd yesterday.
Might need more than 60 odd today.
Well, yeah, actually, probably more like, 90. So he's a man in form.
I can see Sandeep setting up here with 2 balls to go. Well, I can definitely see a googly coming here.
Will it be last ball? Oof. I'd love a good prediction here.
Oh.
Driven down the ground, hitting to the stumps. Very, very nice shot from the jersey. Number 10.
Good contact, great sound off the bat. Excellent. Just unfortunately, it's straight up middle stop on the other opposite end.
So, googly this ball, you say? Well, there you go. Little bit short though. Turned into the leg side. Good piece of fielding out in the deep. We'll come back for 2. Well done, Cassie. Well done. You didn't really, you could have gone after that prediction. You could have really, made it a little bit more solid.
Yeah,
you were a tiny bit on the fence.
I wasn't quite convinced with the ball before that got smashed back down the ground, but got saved by the stumps. But he only needs one delivery to bowl out, doesn't he? And that's the beauty of Sandeep.
Well, 66 for 8 after 21 overs. Far from where Jersey would like to have been at this point. However, one positive light can be shone on the man on strike, Charlie Brennan. And we're going to see DS array. Rather more known for his batting in the World Cup just gone. He's a fine bowler too. And he's taken a wicket first ball. No, it's grounded. Brilliant sportsmanship. Instantly turned around to the umpire to say that was grounded. But what a start that could have been. So a little bit shorter that time, and Brennan pats it back.
So another excellent off-spinner who's played around the world, very experienced franchise player, has experience of bowling at some of the best players in the world, and will definitely look to dot this delivery in. He's renowned for getting through his overs very, very quickly, putting pressure onto the batters, fires it into the stumps.
A shot from Brennan, continuing to rotate strike. It's been a class act today, has Brennan. Plenty of work out in the deep, diving around on the firm outfield. And now he's putting in a real shift for his side. Not letting Jersey go down too easily. It's now up to Daniel Birrell to continue the fight back. There's a single. There's the rotational strike you're talking about there, Kasim.
Yeah, and at this stage, 68, 6, 67, 68 for 8, I would have probably have liked to have seen Nepal just attack a little bit more, maybe bring mid-off up, mid-on up. Really look to encourage the batters to go over the top as often as possible.
And a brilliant piece of fielding off his own bowling there to close out the over array. A sign of another thing you've mentioned today, how quick he is along the ground. Good bit of work. Over just goes for 2. Dot to finish. 68 for 8, Jersey. Yes, it's grim reading. However, Jersey fans can have a look at this man, Charlie Brennan. He holds a nation on his shoulders. But he is up against Lamachani. Well, it's Birrell on strike. That sounds like bat pad. It's more of a laugh than an appeal from Sandeep. Testing out the umpire. He's had a few challenging decisions to make from this end.
Shot.
Punch down the ground. That's a lovely shot from the number 10. And well fielded in the deep by Raj Banshi. Called for it very clearly and did the work. Lamachani's been testing out his googly, honing in the area, and now playing with caution. Daniel Birrell.
Just looking out for the slow flighted one. That's the one that seems to be causing trouble. Oh.
Good diving stop at backward point. You can see the wry smiles. He almost ran past the spinning ball off the open bat face from Daniel Birrell.
And he's nearly just damaged his other shoulder.
He did seem to take a almighty whack on it, didn't he, on 105. Lamachani then, running in at his angle. Again spinning in and well turned out into the leg side by Birrell. Conventional field for this point in the game. Deep mid wicket. Long on, long off, deep cover. Fielders inside the ring, splitting the gaps. And Sandeep Lamachani now for a change of angle. Round the wicket to the left-handed Brennan. He punches up towards Raj Banshi. And to end the over then, 72 for 8 at the end of the 23rd. 2 overs away from the halfway mark. And, well, sunshine emerges for the first time today. Unfortunately, it's not shining on Jersey's batting. But Nepal can take so much away from this fixture. How well they've bowled. Brilliant batting at the top of the order. Some runs and some time at the crease for Sharky Bim. Hemant Dami, who also took 4 wickets. DS Array bowled short, punched out towards a deep cover fielder. The man with 4 wickets picks up and returns. And all of a sudden, I'm getting a bit too warm here. Play up towards long on. Birrell with the runs there. These two will take great pride in seeing out the 50 if they possibly can. Yes, they've only got 2 wickets to work with, but they'll be enjoying the battle, these two.
And often when the sun starts shining out, the wicket it becomes easier to bat on.
Goes back to a quicker delivery from Array.
Not sure that's quite the plan you want to be doing, but whatever works.
Well, he got it out. Down the track, chipped up towards cow corner region. Fielded by mid-on, running round to his left. I think these two batters have got a real opportunity to gradually build an innings. Risk-free. And what an experience they're getting bowling against or batting against a bowling lineup of this calibre.
Yeah, absolutely. And you want to tick some milestone boxes coming out of this game, especially if you're not at this stage. You're further away from the win. You want to get some positives out of this. Obviously, with Jersey's opponents again on Wednesday will be the same team. We'll try and bat as long as possible. You've got the UAE arriving in a few weeks' time for that series. So it's just about quality time during this period.
Do you think the Jersey top order went about it in the wrong way, or was it just brilliant bowling from Danny?
I just thought it was really good bowling.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Good bowling, consistent. Yeah, could you leave more? Could you be a bit more vigilant? There were some deliveries in there that potentially a little bit soft, but I just thought that the relentless deliveries that are coming from both sides was credit to the Nepal team.
Well, Raj Banshi is the bowler taking over from Sandeep Lamachani. He started with a couple of dots. Good chance for him to get some overs in. Left arm round the wicket. Just back of a length and push back without any danger. But Nepal they couldn't have really designed a better day. Opener getting 100, bowlers getting overs under their belts, and maybe even an early finish.
Yeah, and from Stuart Law's perspective, the head coach, I think he'll be rather pleased with today's outcomes. The lads have got time in the middle, which is exactly what this fixture was designed for, both from a bat and ball field perspective. They've rotated the ball around to different bowlers. Different batters have got an opportunity to come in and play different passages of the game, which is probably something they'll be doing over the next coming weeks, where they'll be tested more. Exactly what you want from the first game of the tour. So yeah.
Down the track, hit with confidence out towards cow corner. It's gone for 6. It was Gulshan running around from long on trying to get a hand on it. It's gone over his left shoulder and into the hedges. And finally, something for the Jersey fans to cheer for.
Finally, it's coming the 24th over after 8 wickets down. But nonetheless, that's a great sign. But a good matchup. Left arm spinner against a left-handed bat. Left-handed bat is always going to be in control of that matchup.
So impressive, this from Charlie Brennan. Who's a force just pushing back here against Nepal. Short ball clubbed away off the back foot from Birrell, skipping along the outfield, and all of a sudden back-to-back boundaries. Jersey moves to 85 for 8.
Some real impetus in the last couple of deliveries there, but this is what we want to see. This is, you know, And Charlie's played it really well, 31 of 61. Again, reinforcing the message that I was giving earlier. If you spend time at the crease, runs will flow. Just don't give your wicket away cheaply, which unfortunately some batters have done. But most importantly, allow yourself to spend some time at the crease. Short balls, loose balls will come. You can capitalise on them.
Huge swing. Now that's the shot of a man who's just watched 1-6, hit a 4 himself, and wants a bit more of the action.
I don't mind that.
He's gone again, and he's missed again, and the ball's missed the stump somehow again. It's quite a strange little turn of events here, where Daniel Birrell, after being so strong in defence, he's just swinging the bat. Could that be 4 as well? He punched it over the bowler's head. No, it's going to be a calm single. Picked up by an advancing fielder. Do you reckon he's going to start just throwing the bat now, see what he can get from this?
Well, judging by the last 4 balls, I don't think he's going to die wandering, that's for sure.
Well, Brennan needs to make sure he continues playing his game. Whatever Birrell gets up to at the other end, Brennan has to continue batting exactly how he has done. Pulls away in front of square, deep man out there does the fielding. Ripple of applause from third man. And now I can say with the ultimate truth that blue sky is appearing.
It's out. We can see it.
Just in time for a display of boundary hitting from the number 6 and the number 10. '87 for 8 then, 26 of those gone. 164 needed from 144 balls. Which doesn't look outrageous until you see the wickets column, where Jersey sit 8 down. Raj Banshee will be coming from left arm over the wicket.
Hitting with the breeze of the leg side boundary. We've already seen 1-6 off the last over. Maybe we could see some more firepower.
Well, it was a big hit and it only just cleared the boundaries, a long way out there. It goes back to Brennan. And you picked up on it, didn't you? The matchup between left arm off spin and left hand batting. And that 6 on the last ball of the previous over from this end being dispatched in that arc. And a lovely bit of batting from Charlie Brennan. Takes a single, runs up to the non-striker's end. Just as if the situation was calmly in the balance. But is there hope? Should we be thinking about any kind of hope here, Cassie?
I would love to say yes, but the scoreboard tells me slightly different.
We wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't give the listener a hint. Flick through the leg side, this could be 2. Lamachani running around to his right hand side, so the up just for a single. Throws in with his right hand. You do feel a duty, don't you? To feel as if the game is still going to reach an incredible conclusion. It could be on. Raj Banshee bowls down the leg side and whipped out towards deep square leg, and these two batting well, building a nice partnership here, approaching the triple figure mark.
The danger here from Nepal is you just step off the button a little bit. You let the side back in and get a valuable 30, 40, 50 runs. I think that's one area that I would be looking at as well, is how clinical and ruthless you can be from this position.
That's the word, isn't it? Ruthless. If Nepal indeed think they they're the better side here. They'll want to be ruthless. They'll want to take a commanding victory, but it's been a tremendous counter from Birrell and Brennan. They move Jersey past 90 after 27 overs. Just those 2 wickets left in hand. And DSRA's having a nice long bowling spell. But it's the kind of partnership that you can hear just how flat it is out there. It's the kind of partnership that could cause a few head scratches. A little bit of an odd feeling out there.
I'd love to see Charlie get a single and bring Daniel back on strike and see whether he's going to take him to the cleaners again or go downtown.
Would you be wanting your side to really go after it, get it completely done, or in a game like this, are you happy that they take time in the game?
Look, for me, time in the game is important at this stage. Both people are playing, first representative 50-over game of the summer, with different sort of tasks to sort of achieve throughout the day. So, if you can take that game as deep as possible, brilliant. Just show intent to bat.
Down the track comes Brennan, pulls out of this shot. He made the right call there. He could have gone after it and been stumped with ease. That's a sign of a man who's far from giving up. Yes, he's gone down the wicket to be positive. As he goes back and is struck on the pad, and it's going down leg. Looks up to the sky. He wants to keep the scoreboard ticking, but he understands that his job is just to remain out there at the current moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's doing it really well. 34 or 72 balls is not ideal, but given the situation, I think he's played it fantastically well. Just need somebody to stick around with him and see if they can get a partnership, which unfortunately they haven't.
Well, what Brennan would love is a bit of Daniel Birrell fireworks, wouldn't he? Just to be able to sit at the other end and watch a lower order batter at the other end really go after it, put the bowlers under pressure, cause the field to be spread.
I reckon this is the over.
Maybe Raj Banshi runs in, pushes back calmly. Well, he's had a little bit of time at the non-strikers, hasn't he? Daniel Birrell, we saw a few mighty swings last time he was on strike against Ray. Raj Banshi round the wicket. Pushed out nicely towards the long arm. Just a technical point from me, Iksim. I don't think I've ever seen a left arm off spinner run in at this angle. He almost goes away from his bowling arm. So he'll start from slightly behind the umpire. It's more extravagant from round the wicket. Clubbed over mid-wicket. That's racing away to the boundary. Well then, it's Charlie Brennan who is the man to up the ante. 4 more for him.
Yeah, and from Brennan's point of view, this is great. He's not got 3 men out there. He's only got 2 men out there. He's not bowling with a vast majority of turn off the pitch. So why not come down and keep tracking him down the ground? That's a great option to have. As long as he can clear mid-wicket, it's a great option. Oh.
Tucked into the leg side. Brennan moves on to 38. 39 now. This is what you wanted, Kazim. This is what you wanted. One ball.
This could be it. This could be it.
Daniel Birrell. Eyes on the screen, everybody. Tumbling attempt from Bim is in vain. Fielded in the deep by Ishan Pandey. With a big beaming smile. A few chuckles coming over from deep mid-wicket. Will Brennan go after him again? Goes back and takes a single. They're looking for two. Pandey's sped up. They're going to go for the two. Brilliant work from the two batters, who are setting a real example of how to bat on this surface.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a little bit late in the day, but you can definitely do it. I mean, they've shown quality, resilience coming back in, and a little bit of resistance, if I'm going to be honest. They've stuck around. Investing in the ones and twos, boundary options aren't always there, and when they are, when the right matchups are there, you can take that risk. You can get the reward for it as well. This is the matchup I'm looking forward to. This could be downtown.
Well, Jersey are 1 run off 3 figures, and Birrell will be wanting to send them 5 runs past them in quick time and beyond. Here's a Ray. Will he tempt Birrell? Back of a length, punched up towards long on. You'll have to wait a few more balls. It was such a, looking back now, how he's batted since, it was such a random 3 swings, wasn't it?
It was, and it was nowhere near him. That was the worst thing about it.
Toe ended back towards the bowler. Did I see a bit of a stare there from Array? Maybe a little bit of tension. Don't go back to that ball. Lobs one up for Brennan, who punches out towards long off. He moves to 42, and there is 101. 100 is up for Jersey. Now there's a slight incline in the volume of the ripple. And the crowd appreciating 3 figures. Birrell skewing it out towards cover. He looks like he's thinking about it.
It just needs the ball that's slightly lofty, slightly flighted. It's a little bit slower. That's the ball.
Oh, it's picked up and it's hit Pandey almost in the face there. It's picked up off one of the squares. And it's sent his sunglasses flying off. Out comes the medic sprinting out. Looks like he's been hit in the chin there. Umpire's gone to check on him. Medic's slightly slowed down. Whether that's him tiring out or realising that the situation is a bit less drastic, we'll come to see. It's a really nasty one there.
Yeah, and unfortunately it's just ricocheted off something off the square and it's just taken off a divot or something like that, but it's not an easy one to play out to, but well done for the bravery. Hit him straight in the face. Seems like he's okay. Smiling, giggling, talking. And he's chewing.
Yeah, he's chewing his gum with ferocity. So any danger of that jaw being out of action. You can just see him in the back of shot there, testing out his chin, his mandible, for the scientists among you. So Daniel Birrell. Well, from some of the shots he's played, he was actually quite fortunate it was a ball that didn't come off the middle of the bat that struck him in the chin.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse, couldn't it?
Here's a Ray. Beaten through the gate. TSRA can't believe it. That ends the over. And maybe Birrell, after he's been beaten all ends up, playing a solid defensive, will he be thinking, maybe I should just give it a whack. End of the over. 101 for 8 off 30 overs. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, great for Jersey that they've got to 100, 101. Let milestone tick there. Got to 30 overs, still got 20 overs to play. Don't want to go through the motions. I think for Charlie Brennan, if he obviously got a little milestone and 50 there for himself, if he can get there. Daniel Birrell, swing from the houses as often as possible. but equally support Brennan where he possibly can, and see what potentially could come back out. Change of bowling. Sandeep.
I think this man, Raj Banshi, just looking at his body language, looks a little bit dejected. The fact that he had a chance there to go on and stamp his mark on this game, didn't quite take a wicket. Lamachani is back onto the bowling to finish this game off for Nepal. Now, will Lamachani tempt him into a big shot? Will he continue to use the googly as his target delivery? Short ball cut away powerfully out towards extra cover. It's going to be a chase for Raj Banshi. And it's been returned. How will Lamachani go about taking his wickets?
I think he'll play the googly mark to the left. He'll try and get him off strike. I don't think there'll be many free balls to the left-hander, and I think he'll try and attack the right-hander. He's very strong against the right-hander. He's very, very strong.
Brennan moves to 45 with that single.
I would love to see a change of ploy here from Sandeep. Just slow it down, slightly more flighted, take the length off, really invite him to come out. There you go.
Lofted,
There you
beats the bat. Great stumping, but not given. Looks like Birrell maybe just got back in time. It was an instant celebration behind the stump from Asif, and I must be honest, I thought he was walking off there at one point.
Might be a slight fumble at the back of the stumps with the keeper, but that's the sort of delivery I'm talking about. It's just take a little bit of pace off the up and down movement, take some length off, really draw him into the delivery. Don't allow him to play off the back foot.
Lamachani's clearly been brought on now to finish this game. But the Jersey batters continue to frustrate this Nepal side. So it looks like we might have a change of bowling. I think DSRA's taken himself off. As soon as we can decipher the new bowler, we will let you know. But here's a slow motion shot of the stumping from the perfect angle. Oh, it's a long bit of slow-mo here. It's building up the tension. Let us know your thoughts. Birrell. Trigger. Walked out of his crease. You're absolutely right. It was a fumble from Asif. If he caught that cleanly, that is out. And I think a good call from the umpire. What do you think?
Yeah, fantastic call, but he's actually missed the stumps on the first time round because he's too far behind.
Was it not a drop? Was it a clean take and he's missed the stumps and
Clean
gone after
take,
it?
missed the stumps,
Wow.
and then on the way back down, he's gone and hit the stumps.
So it is Operation Clear Through the last two wickets because it is their wicket taker, Hemant Dami. 4 for 18 from his 5. There's also been 3 for Arif today. And 1 for Sandeep Lamachani. It was almost a second there. Here comes Dami. Last time we saw him bowl, he had 3 slips in. Slightly different look to this field. Deep man at mid-wicket. Cover, fine leg, third man. Thumped over the bowler's head. Brilliant shot from Brennan. And that's a way to welcome back the man with 4 wickets.
Made it look very easy there. Fantastic cricket shot. Both men up inside the ring, mid on, mid off. Not the delivery you want to be bowling to a left-hander who's in at the crease in his 40s. Seeing the ball quite comfortably. played the situation really well. 49 off 81, and that was a clean strike.
And now, if he is to take home the match ball with 5 wickets, it's going to be considerably more damaged after that shot. Some lovely sun rays shining through the coverings of clouds out to our left, to the west side of the island. Dammy in. Short, clipped away. And that brings up a quite brilliant 50. The jersey number 6 on this day, first game, the DFDS International Summer Series. His team was in a whole load of strife. He came in at 32 for 4. John T. Jenner got out for a golden duck, and it was all the momentum with Nepal. And Brennan has come in and hit a magnificent 50.
Yeah, he's played it really well. Fantastic innings and done a job for his team there. 50 off 82 balls. Struck the ball really well. Early doors, very cautious. Played the ball very close to the body towards the back end of that 50. Was looking to attack and play some aggressive shots.
Birol driving in the air past the diving backward point fielder. And good fielding out in the deep. Sharky out there. What have you picked up there, Kasim?
Is the umpire signalling on no ball there?
Did. You're absolutely right. So a chance, here you go. Here's your man, Daniel Birol. He's now got a free hit. Where's he going to hit it? I'm saying cow corner.
I'm saying the green net down at the bottom over mid-on.
Yeah. Wide, long on area. There's a long corrugated iron roof just behind the net back there. That could be taking a bit of a thumping.
That's
maybe a hole in it.
That's a big call. That is it's a big
is
boundary.
Is that how far beyond that hedge is it? Because it is a big. It is a big hit out there, but it looks from here that building's not far beyond the hedge.
That's a big call. I'd be surprised if he gives him length and pace to play with.
Oh, it's wide outside the off stump. It won't be called because of the backing away from Daniel Birol. Bit of extra bounce, you think?
Bounce back of the hand, slow ball bouncer. And the way it's en route to the keeper, 2 or 3 bounces, it's taken all the pace off. Clever bowling.
So this partnership is now past the 50 mark. 53 it's on now. Back of a length. There was a punch out towards mid-off. Feels like their 2 best bowlers are on now in tandem. And Jersey, they're just frustrating the pal hit. I think these 2 batters are quite enjoying it.
Yeah, that's the danger, especially towards the back end. You can often start searching for wickets and you might end up leaking runs, leaking boundaries. Take your foot off the pedal, anything can happen.
Huge swing. Almost fell off his feet there, Birol. Trying to hit it over extra. It would have been an incredible shot. He's had to regain his balance after he made a huge swing and a miss. And Nepal continuing to search for that final wicket. Such an interesting dynamic out there with Nepali, who think they won the game. However, these Jersey batters are not going down without a fight. Birol pops it up into the offside. With a bat face coming from out to in. Slicing shot. Ends the over. 113 for 8. 18 overs to go. Now, I hear you ask, where were Nepal at this point? Well, it was about the rain break. The rain break came at 31 overs, and at this point, Nepal were 158 for 2. I didn't actually hear you ask that. I just assumed it, Kasim.
Telepathically just understood what
Yeah.
I was asking. Absolutely.
Well, here's a graphic for you. The Worm. Jersey were ahead for about 5 overs, and then came a triple wicket maiden. Lamichhane. Whack down the ground, out towards long on. Goes for the long barrier out there. And Lamichhane now has to bowl against the left-hander once more. The man past his half-century.
Be interesting to see how he now that he's past his 50, what kind of tactic he's looking to play. Is he still going to be offensive and quite attacking, or is he looking to just be attacking from straight up? Now that he's seen the deliveries more than the other batters, he's actually in and quite comfortable.
Goes back to Lamichhane. I think if he is to start clicking up through the gears after going past half century, I can think of other bowlers he might start that against.
Yeah, maybe from the other side, attack from the other side.
And actually put pressure on Lamichhane by scoring runs at the other end. Here he comes down the track. Fielder out there, but he split them. It's a 1 bounce 4. And Charlie Brennan is starting to move up. The rate's climbing. Good 4 for him. He moves on to 54. Jersey 118 for 8.
Yeah, and a little bit of aggression shown there, and the clear sign. You know, talking about what we were just mentioning there, whether he goes up the gears. But I think from Nepal's perspective, that's 4 times he's hit that pocket there.
Yeah.
I think they might be just missing a trick there, where not sure mid-wicket's really required at this stage, whether they can pack out 3 between sort of mid-on and the scoreboard and really fill that pocket up. He's not swept once, so the guy at deep squares really not being utilised as much, and he's not hit Sandeep over mid-off. So mid-off will potentially go back in the ring, mid-wicket can go back out, and I think they really look to sort of choke his options all available to him.
Make him try and search for a new boundary option.
Yeah, and make him do something different that he's not comfortable with at the moment. A leg spinner coming in to a left-handed bat, no different to a left arm spinner coming into a left-handed bat. Just makes it a little bit easier for him. Unless he goes 5 out of 5 googlies or 3 out of 3, whatever's left. Goes round the wicket and can tee him up outside off stump more often.
And so after the ball did find the gap you're talking about there, they're going to have to use a new one. And Jersey will be hoping this ball doesn't swing in net, because with Hemant Dami 1 wicket away from a 5-wicket haul at the other end, it could change the game. So, I have a bit of news, but that is on record, as Lamichhane's in. Full, played away beautifully through the covers. Almost off a back foot. Played like a half volley, almost like a Steve Smith style back foot punch through the covers off a wide half volley. Back-to-back 4s for Charlie Brennan. And of the 8 List A games Brennan has played for Jersey, the 20-year-old, that is his first 50. And a scything cut brings him 4 more. I think it's trickling away. No, I've called it way too early. 3 4s in a row would have been nice. However, it is just a 2. Yeah, he's got the 2 50s in T20 international cricket. But it's his first 50, and he has actually just doubled his entire List A tally. Although I don't think this is an official List A game, it's a 1-dayer. Good to think about though. Lamichhane brings up long off, sends out deep cover. And perhaps that deep mid-wicket is slightly straighter. Long on is definitely wider. comes down the track and drills it up past a mid-off fielder who goes out after it.
So that's what I'm talking about, is trying to bring mid-off up, get him to hit in different
Yes.
pockets. And that was a short-arm slap. Not an easy shot to play. And if that did turn, you're potentially causing some trouble there.
And perhaps, go on.
By sort of capturing that pocket down on the leg side over that cow corner area, you've taken a really strong option away from him. So he's having to find different shots, although he was successful on the offside. Because they've now put the offside fielder out, the deep cover fielder out, brought mid-off up, he's making him do other things. So this is, again, another area for youngsters or spinners or leg spinners. Get batters to get out their comfort zone, get them to play in areas that they're not comfortable with, and start really capturing them pockets where their strengths are, get them to bowl to their weaknesses.
It's going to be interesting to see how Charlie Brennan thinks about counter-attacking that move from Nepal. They've taken your advice, they've tried to block off his boundaries, and he's trying to search them in other ways. He's on strike to Dami. Good length ball clipped out towards what I've been on. And I don't want to be the guy that still says it's possible. However, it's now 126 off 101. That hasn't got a huge amount worse. And I can't believe I'm saying it. It's possible.
100% it's possible. It's always possible. I would never say it's not possible.
It'd be an almighty finish, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
In the darkness. It's been top edged on the uppercut. It's going to be spinning out towards third man. Been retrieved inside the rope by Arif Sheikh. He's got 3 wickets to his name. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him come back on soon. For 8. I think that the Nepalese fans have lost a bit of steam too.
It's gone a bit quiet over there, isn't it? Hey?
Dami in again. Birrell, who's also played a little bit of a underrated knock here, sits on 22. We have mentioned his club form from yesterday. And he's been a player of a couple of quite exciting moments so far this innings. You don't want to take your eyes off this man batting. He stands ready. Thump down the ground, on drive, on the up. Scuttling up towards the sight screens. And Lamachani does some good fielding out there. It does feel like this outfield has got slightly slower throughout the day.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised with the amount of rain that's been on there as well. So it's you do normally get value for shots, and on another day that could have raced away to the boundary. So you're gonna have to hit it hard. You're gonna have to hit the pockets to get your value for shot for your boundary. But they've done well so far, the Jersey batters.
Back of a length cut up over extra cover. It takes a soft bounce, skips over the boundary. What an incredible shot!
That is an impressive cricket shot. Tall man punched over mid-off. That is a fantastic cricket shot. Not easy to do at all. He tried it earlier on, or maybe a couple of overs ago. Didn't quite come off. And I tell you what, there's a little bit of emphasis of stress in the Nepalese fielders. You can just see the body languages now starting to creep in.
A little bit of nail biting, a little bit of second guessing. Heads down. That's what a lower order partnership can do to a fielding side. Oh, it struck Dami on the hand. Small chance for a run out, but very safe. He looks in a A lot of discomfort there. Still hunched over his hand that took the impact. We might get a short pause in play. As on comes the medic again, sprinting on. A little bit slower again than last time. He's got a heavy bag though in his right hand. Here we go, we're going to get a slow motion replay. This would be some incredible camera work. Oh no, that's the shot we wanted. Beautiful. How challenging is that shot to play?
That reminds me of Virat Kohli in Australia against Pakistan.
Yes.
Back foot punch.
Ralph.
Oh. Is this the new Virat Kohli of Jersey cricket?
Well, I'd be a little bit worried if he was coming in at number 10. Quote everyone, Kasim Ali, is Daniel Birrell the next Virat?
Based on that shot. But
Get that on a plaque. I'd definitely be... He can clip that up now, can't he? Put it on his socials. Today, by the former Q8 head coach, I was likened to the great Virat Kohli. That is some testament. Here's your man, though. Back on. DSRA. Skipper's trying to take it into his own hands.
this could be an interesting matchup in this over. He's coming on from the opposite side to where he started off.
Now this is an end where we saw a lot of success for the right arm off spin of Nick Greenwood. With this wind that continues to blow across the ground, the flag's still a good sign of the breeze that is pushing across it. And a couple of times we've seen that, they're going to get through to a quick single. Daniel Birrell has occasionally just driven across the line of the ball from out to in and brought the leading edge. 3 flags up. Jersey flag in the middle. Nepal just over to the right, and UAE, who Jersey will be welcoming in a few games' time. The end of this month. 2 more one-dayers on the 27th and 29th, I believe, here at Greenville. 1 more to come against Nepal after this on Wednesday. Brent cuts down on it. That's towards short third man.